What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Game of Thrones The Card Game 2nd Edition video for you, brought to you by these awesome people who donate on patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table. We're at Gen Con 50. We got Kyle playing Lannister Rains of Casimir versus Fred playing nice Watch Fealty. Kyle's on the left, Fred's on the right. And I apologize, this video is a little bit lower quality. The tripod I was using with this larger camera was wobbling a lot being on the table. Probably should have put it on the floor next to the table. But the players did just moving the table, doing general shuffling and hitting the table and stuff. Made it wobble a lot, so I had to do some work to get the wobble out, which involves zooming it in and lowering the quality a bit to get rid of that shake. So yeah, I apologize for that, but still watchable, I think. All right, we got Summer Harvest hitting Here to Serve. Looking to probably grab a Maester Aemon, throw him on the board. On the other side, we got a Red Cloaks and a Western Fiefdoms. Yeah, there's Maester Aemon. Not sure who's under the glare there. I didn't have any control over the Gen Con lighting. We're here at Gen Con 50, top 16. The third match from the top 16 I posted. You can check out the other matches from the top 16, the graduated cut, the Swiss, and any other Thrones-related videos on the channel at Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube under playlists. At the bottom of the page, you can go check those videos out in there. And it looks like we have the wall already in... Oh, no, it's... Yeah, Seth is the wall. And we got Eastwatch by the Sea. And it looks like an underground vault to start getting some economy for the Night's Watch player. Now, we got 2 gold with underground vaults. Is that correct? I think it is. X is 3 plus 2 is 5. Yep. I see it. That's enough. So Fred doing a good job here explaining everything he's doing here. And we got Corrin Halfhand on the table. And a duplicated Corrin Halfhand. Now, this is the match, if you want to hear more about the drama of the top 16, starting earlier than was scheduled in the Gen Con program guide. I recommend you go back and listen to a couple episodes ago, the White Book podcast. If you don't listen to that podcast, you probably should. The longest running Game of Thrones podcast. You can hear Kyle, who's playing on the left, who is a co-host on that podcast and has been for years. You can hear him rant about his side of things and how it came to be for him. But the player on the right, Fred, just showed up to play draft, and he was actually 17th in the Swiss or graduated cut or whatever at the end of 7 rounds. He was 17th. So like a smart guy, he brought his Joust deck and was ready to jump in case any of the players slept in for day 2, didn't show up, or just decided they wanted to do other things at Gen Con instead of playing in the top 16. Or, you know, got super hammered the night before and just couldn't make it. But in this case... FFG did bad communication on letting all the players know from the top 16 that they actually had to come an hour earlier, or at least half an hour earlier, than was scheduled in the program guide and the event listing on the website. So it caused players like Kyle on the left to come running in, getting there last minute and almost losing his spot in the tournament. But Matthew Lay, Kyle's buddy, didn't make it in time and lost his 16th spot to Fred here on the right. So will Fred sneak in and upset the top seed here after the Swiss, Kyle Avancel, who has, it looks like Tyrion now, we can see him from out under the glare, has a bodyguard on him, Corset Cersei. And then Corrin's coming in here on the military challenge. Red Cloaks opposes and just gets claimed. So Corrin would have grabbed him anyway with his ability, but he gets claimed. In fact, I think he gets killed with Corrin's ability anyway. Pretty sure. Yeah, what? Not sure what happened there.
Oh, you have power for that. Oh, I posted it. cards in hand?
I currently have 5 cards.
So just checking Corrin Halfhand here. He's got Renown, no touch except weapon, reaction after you win a military challenge in which he's participating. Choose and kill a non-unique character with lower strength than his, controlled by losing opponent. So he would react first, kill the red cloaks. Am I right? Yeah, just... He won. He was participating. He's... Yeah, 5 strength. He would have killed the red cloaks, and then claim would have happened, which would have got a bodyguard off of Tyrion, most likely.
Intrigue for...
Come over? No, I'm going to play it out. Okay. So, 2 playing military. Okay.
Do you have
Same with him, but I can't save with him and then play him. I have to select the 2.
Not required to tell you that.
You have to select your 2, and then you do your save.
Yeah, that's intrigue.
So we have an intrigue coming here with Cersei Lannister. Should be triggering Tyrion, I think.
You will win the challenge.
And we got Maester Aemon defending. And 2 cards will be claimed, of course, because Cersei's in the challenge. Got a Hand's Judgment and a Haunted Forest.
Can't see shit.
And a power challenge with Tyrion. No power to claim. Should go unopposed, though. He stealth past Corrin just to be safe. And the wall goes down, of course, from the unopposed challenge as a forced reaction.
One for Dom?
And Dominus will go to the Lannister player, saving a gold there.
Okay, but before we take that, I draw a card.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
And card drawn there off each Watch by the Sea. And now we got March to the Wall into trading with Batoshi. March to the Wall makes complete sense. You want to get rid of Cersei or Tyrion with his bodyguard, most likely Cersei, which makes sense. And a little 1-cost weenie on the other side.
No, it does not.
And 3 gold, of course, trading gives to his opponent there.
Draw.
So Fred, I was there, basically one of the first few people to show up this morning, me and my wife, to come and film these games. And shout out to Fred, he was sitting there ready. As you can see, he is on point right now. But Kyle, he admitted on the podcast he was a little off here, basically running through Gen Con from the complete other side from his hotel all the way through the hall to just make it in time to make the tournament and find out his opponent, who he thought was his buddy, ends up not being his buddy and ends up being this nice Watch Fealty player. He's a little thrown off, of course. And it's 8:30 in the morning here. It's a little early for a Sunday, the 4th day in a row of Gen Con, and for some people the 5th day in a row. So it's definitely a tiring convention, that's for sure. And a giant tournament the day before. So you can see it's taking its toll on Kyle here. But he's got Tywin on the board now with the bodyguard. And the wall has a duplicate. 4 gold saved on the Lannister side. Could we see a Hound bouncing in? And underground vaults, of course, 2 of them, getting 4 gold total there.
The old Forest Hunter for an additional 2.
Now he's got the old Forest Hunter out there, Lost Ranger, and a Messenger Raven.
And Rosewood.
And a Practice Blade on Corrin.
Dragon Glass Dagger for a half.
Oh, Dragon Glass Dagger, actually.
It is +2 strength, and while he is participating in a challenge, he is immune to opponent's character abilities.
Gotcha.
So you heard Fred explain the Dragon Glass Dagger there. +2 strength, like he said. And immune to opponent's character ability as well. That character is in a challenge, which does block Intimidate, which I learned after this Gen Con.
And he is...
Just 2 for 4, and he has a forced interrupt. If I control no ranger characters when the challenge phase ends, I have to sacrifice something.
Gotcha.
So we heard him explain Lost Ranger will go away, who is a 2 for 4 military if he doesn't have any Rangers on the board. But Corrin's a Ranger with a dupe, and so is the old Forest Hunter.
You can come up to the front with generic event tickets or your specific event ticket and sign up for that right now.
Intrigue for
So
10.
Tywin coming in on an intrigue challenge. He's got the +4 strength off the gold, so he's coming in at 10. Looking for that range trigger, I'm sure.
Arkham Horror, the card game, and Lord of the Rings, the card game. We'll be making registration for that in just a little bit.
Defend with Maester Aemon.
Sure.
And Maester Aemon will block, but still wins it by 5. No cards in hand, though, for claim on the Night's Watch side, actually.
Checking my agenda.
And a theme here I've noticed, Reigns players don't kneel their faction card to do their range trigger. Seems to be a running thing I've noticed here in the top cut. And we got Filthy coming out to Neil Corrin, so we don't have to deal with his shenanigans. But there is no non-unique character on the board right now for the Lannister player, so he doesn't have to worry about Corrin's ability. But he's still a body with renown that you don't want to have to deal with.
Power. Stealth Core.
And a power challenge. Stealthing Corrin half hand, the only power icon on the board that we see.
No defenders.
Unopposed, taking down the wall, of course.
Unopposed claim.
No claim yet, still for the power challenge. But does get unopposed.
That's me.
And over to the Night's Watch player for challenges.
Remaining.
It only works on defense, right? Or does it work on offense too?
It's just like +1 strength.
Like +1.
Military challenge with the Lost Ranger and Old Forest Hunter.
For 7.
So 7 strength military challenge here. Remember the wall's given +1. They're just clearing that up there. Looking to get rid of a bodyguard most likely, but 4 gold sitting on, left for the Lannister player. Could mean a hound bouncing in, which isn't enough to win it. Or we could just see a burn man come in, block the unopposed, and take the claim. Is the Night's Watch player running 2 march to the walls? That's another question I'm sure we'll have answered here next round.
Unopposed.
No defenders. Bodyguard goes off of Tyrion.
Opposed power. Claim.
Gold on your house. 4.
5 actually. I'm sorry.
And we see 5 gold still left on the Night's Watch side of things.
That's me.
Pass challenges phase.
So dominance to the Night's Watch player this time. He's going to draw a card off each Watch by the Sea.
Dominance action. Well, I win dominance, and then dominance action.
And a Messenger Raven going back to draw a card here, getting a copy of the Iron Throne off that draw, it looks like.
Let me decide if I have a taxation action. No, I don't.
So Fred was looking to do a taxation action there before clearing his gold, but actually gold gets cleared there at the start of taxation.
Have you go first.
So it would be a standing action he's looking for if he's looking to spend gold. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there in the taxation when the action window happens, I'm pretty sure.
Let me decide if I want to take a action.
So we got first snow into counting coppers.
Your gold value.
So 3 extra cards drawn on the Night's Watch side, so he's going to fill right back up.
That would be 6. That's not bad. Yeah, I can do this for you. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. This can work. 3.
So it looks like the Night's Watch player is going first.
Deal both underground vaults to collect a total of 4 gold.
And those underground vaults going to work. Another 4 gold here. Tywin and the Rose Roads buffing up that first snow will win her into underground vault range there.
I want to do Maester Aemon.
Maester Aemon sees some extra protection.
Because it's about to get bounced. That would suck. I want to play.
And that dupe on Maester Aemon is going to keep him around from first snow, actually. So that's a huge play there.
Tyrion Lannister.
And Tyrion gets a Craven, so his stealth's not going to keep being able to take down the wall, since he can't attack right now.
So Jeremy Riker. 4.
And Jeremy Riker sounds like was played right there. I'm not sure what he does. And we got a Haunted Forest in play. So Sir Jeremy Riker has no attachment except weapon. Each other ranger character you control gains a power icon. And he's a knight and a ranger himself. 4 cost, 3 strength, military power. So the Old Forest Hunter and the Lost Ranger now also have power icons. But they're going to be going back to hand, so that doesn't matter this turn.
Oh, sure.
Don't want to block his beautiful face.
The second winter is coming. They don't ask questions. Why screwing it up? He says so much worse.
That's me. Beginning of challenges. I'm gonna make Tyrion CBK.
Okay. Forced reaction. Return to hand. Mace Raymond is saved by his superpowers. So my challenges?
Yes.
Past challenges. I was wondering which way you were going to go. Remember to trigger.
Intrigue for 8 trigger.
Okay. 2 gold. Defend with Mace Raymond. Or no, he got 2 gold. Okay. So
So we have an intrigue challenge with Tywin. 2 gold generated from Tyrion.
not unopposed. The one Force Niels. Any reactions?
The Eyrie is now in play there. We just saw. That's what I believe that location is. Obviously, Eyrie was triggered there. I missed who he chose for his Eyrie target.
I'm sorry, which one did you select with the Eyrie?
And we just found out it's Tyrion. So if claim happens, he's going to have to choose the bodyguard on Tywin or someone else. And we got power behind the throne plate for the scheme trigger there off of Rains.
Sure. I'm assuming that's a challenge he's going to make. Well, maybe not. Because Gary's great.
So response to winning.
Tears of Bliss, 4.5. Okay. Sure.
And Tears of List hits Corrin Halfhand there. Did he grab claim already? I guess he'd have to do claim now.
Unopposed happens. Claim.
Intrigue, claim.
I don't know if he grabbed unopposed, if it was unopposed. I think it was.
Oh, you got
And Old Forest Hunter grabbed on the intrigue claim. Was it unopposed? If it was, the wall should have gone down.
Spend it.
Sure.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
Military
And now we get a military challenge with Tywin.
So Tywin is attacking for 6. There's an additional
for
3.
9.
9 strength.
So, yeah, I was counting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 9 total. Okay.
Will it be brilliant?
So 5, 6, 7, 8. More than 8. So I will defend with 4 and half hand. Yeah, because then I have to take claim and Tears will take the dues. So I think that's more important. Yep. Alright, so defend 4 and half hand and Sir Jeremy Riker for 6, 8, 12.
And full block here with Riker and Halfhand.
Keywords. His reaction fizzles. There's nothing to target.
And he gains a renown on Corrin. And you heard Fred there saying he didn't want to lose the military claim because it most likely would have been the dupe off Corrin, and then Tears would go off killing Corrin, so you can't let that happen. He needs that dupe there, and he didn't want to kill Riker. But he has Mace Raymond on the board. But treachery's the thing, so...
Well, he
Oh, that's right. We have to manage that. Save with Mace Raven.
there he goes. Aim and save. No treachery. No treachery. Oh, there it is. No treachery.
yeah. And my dom.
And you're down.
Dominus goes to the Lancers. And what are we sitting at? I think we're at 4 or 5 power on the Lancer side. 5 on the Night's Watch side. Still a tight game here. We got Confiscation, looking to get that Craven off of Tyrion on the Lancer side. Heads on spikes on the Night's Watch side. Let's see if he grabs a character or not.
Not like it matters.
And he grabs Pycelle. Which is not a big worry about him dying, but 2 power gained either way for the Night's Watch player. And there goes that Craven to the discard pile being terminal. Or actually just going to the discard pile because it's discarded using the plot. Yeah, I'm being dumb. All right.
I'm sorry, I'm late on the standing list.
Legend of the Five Rings players. If you're here for today's
So it looks like Kyle, the Lannister player, is going first here. He's collected his gold.
specific event tickets only. That line will start here and make
Kneels his 2 fiefdoms. Pays for the Hound for gold.
L5R, Legend of the Five Rings, the card game. If you're here for the casual tournament, the line starts here and makes its way that way towards the clan banners.
So having that Yuri on the board, Kyle not using it in the plot phase, I find interesting.
Arkham Horror.
I mean, I would have used it even to just make my opponent think I'm going to play Valor. Or just to protect your guys from Valor just in case. So Littlefinger coming into play there. Drawing 2 cards on the Lannister side.
If you have specific event tickets for Legend
And we got another Western Fiefdoms.
or Arkham Horror,
An extended art version from the World Championship deck from 2016.
will begin here and the line will
Like
form
5
this
gold for
direction.
income.
And over to the Night's Watch player, getting some mad money off his underground vaults, as usual.
Because you have 5. I will milk the poppy, Tywin Lannister.
And Tywin gets some milk.
I will Craven.
Craven on Tyrion. I was going to say, no milk on Tyrion seems weird, but it's because he has a Craven.
Once again, players, if you are here for the Legend of the Five
And we got a shout out to Mason out there that's obviously has all 3 icons right now, since there's enough Night's Watch attachments and locations to turn him on. And Fealty's knelt on the Night's Watch side to pay for Messenger Raven. And we got that Lost Ranger who bounced back from his first snow. And the Iron Throne to help speed up the power gain on the Night's Watch side. And a Dragon Glass Dagger on the Shadow Tower Mason.
the card game top 16. Lucas here will be checking you in this
So guys, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Slap that like button on all the Game of Thrones videos if you want to see more Game of Thrones, if you want to support the channel. And let other people find these videos easier. Hit that like button. Leave comments below if you see anything or have any questions. See anything that's interesting or just any nice things to say would always be appreciated.
1 card in hand.
1 card in hand.
And if you want to donate to the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table in on the link. Sorry. Link is in the description below is what I'm trying to say. So on to challenges here. Lannister player going first, staring down at a Milk Tywin, a Craven Tyrion, a Hound you might not want to go back to hand yet, and a Littlefinger, and 1 gold saved. He's got a Haunted Forest across the table. He's got a Standing Wall, giving +1 strength to all the characters. Corrin's ability not really doing much here since there's no non-uniques. On the Lannister side, you got saves from Aemon. Corrin's Renown.
He gets +1 from the wall, and that's the only pump currently hitting
Once
him,
again,
right?
players, if you're here
That's currently hitting him.
Looks like Kyle's debating going Rains here, doing some intrigue, trying to get a Rains trigger off possibly.
blue play control and the line moves towards the clan banners. If you are here this morning for Arkham Horror, the card game, or Lord of the Rings, the card game, cooperative events,
Intrigue for 4.
So an intrigue challenge here, 4 strength using Littlefinger alone, so
move that direction.
no threat of a Rains, but you definitely got to block down a post here if he wants to get some wall power.
Here's for the Legend of the Five Rings, or Lord of the Rings, or
So 6 defense right now we saw there, as Jeff pointed out.
generic tickets. Please stay seated as we will
So even with a Widow's Wail,
only taking specific
Widow's Wail would tie it up,
at this time.
but fully defended on the Night's Watch side. Looks like Kyle's pushing offensively here. not. He's stood his cards back up, decided he didn't want to go in.
Oh, sit there.
And he's passed over to the Night's Watch player for his challenges. Night's Watch player sitting at 7 power. He's got a Renown on the board in Corrin.
I didn't miss Tyrion all game. I'm just not here.
Yeah. Well, oh, that's military challenge with core and half hand.
And yeah, you heard Kyle forgetting his Tyrion trigger there. I think that might be either A, Kyle's super tired, or B, that big Craven covering up his text box. In fact, almost covering the whole card might help him forget about that card,
Win the challenge.
which is not good.
One and force meals. Force reaction. Okay. Power challenge.
So we saw the Hound jump back to hand there,
Still has stealth though, right? Power challenge with Sir Jeremy.
which was a military.
4.
Unopposed.
No defenders on the power challenge.
Claim. Pass my challenges. Interrupt. Trigger.
So we got the wall popping 2 power here at the end of challenges.
Proceed to dominance. I have higher.
And another card draw off Eastwatch by the Sea. That is a boss card.
I have 8.
And dominance with a Nice Watch player. You can hear Kyle's frustration. Feeling this game slipping away.
Mr. Raven, draw a card.
12 power now on the Nice Watch side.
I'm good on taxation. For my hand.
And Lannister player, I think, sitting around 4 or 5 power right now.
Pre-plot, let's make Tyrion. See what
And yeah, here we go. Eerie on the pre-plot action, or reacting, sorry, to the start of plot phase. First edition terminology there, pre-plot.
Retaliation.
And we got retaliation into Valor.
Right, so Tyrion cannot be killed. Tywin's going to be saved by his bodyguard. I've got to decide who I'm going to save with Maester Aemon. I will save the Shadow Tower Mason with Maester Aemon.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I have to go first because you're okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then these guys will die.
So Maester Aemon saving the Shadow Tower Mason, a dupe saving Corrin. Tyrion saved by Eerie, and Bodyguard saving Tywin.
Maester Aemon.
And Maester Aemon will die, of course. Leaving Corrin in the Shadow Tower Mason versus Tyrion with a Craven, and Tywin with a Milk of the Poppy. 3 gold. Only Tywin's Milk, so Rose Road plus 2 gold on the Lannister side. He's forced to go first because of retaliation. Only collecting 3 gold. And he's got a 2 claim plot facing him here. I don't see us going much further. I see the Night's Watch player probably closing it out here this turn. I don't know what Kyle can do here to prevent that from happening. Between 2 claim, Renown on Corrin. You gotta watch out for wall triggers, dominance with power.
Specific event ticket. You can turn that in at this time. Just jump in line here at Blue.
And we got a Landsport Merchant, bringing another Landsport Merchant off of Western Fiefdoms.
If you're here for Arkham Horror, the card game, or
And we got the Hound paid for using 2 Fiefdoms and the other Merchant.
cooperative events this morning,
Still 3 gold.
registration begins
He's as saved.
Raid flight control and moves towards the wall.
That's me.
And over to marshalling for the Nice Watch player,
If you have a specific event ticket, you can jump in line now.
who now will not get the full underground vaults, but at least get 1 gold off each one.
If we still have space remaining in these sold out events.
5 strength, 4 strength, Craven, no, 5 hell, 3 gold. 5, 5. So you got 14 injury, 10 power.
All right. Steward at the wall.
So we have a steward put down here, used right away to reduce the cost of
Jon Snow for 6.
Big Bad 7 cost Jon Snow, who has stealth and also has that action where he can stand all wildlings when he's attacking or all Night's Watch when he's defending once per round. So having a 2 claim plot on the board, he's going to get a couple challenges at Jon Snow most likely with stealth on both. Can't stealth past Tyrion if he's still standing, but stealth past Tywin or the Hound. But we do have gold saved on the Lannister side, so we could see a treachery here. Cancel the Jon Snow stand and screw things up for the Night's Watch player. Maybe a cancel on the wall, but I don't think that'll be enough still, based on 2 claim and Corrin's renown and dominance. It's a lot of power to stop The Lannister player could possibly steal a power here on the power challenge, but even so, expending the character to do that just leaves himself more open to punishment coming from the other side. So we do look like Jeff, who squeaked in at 17th place here because one of the players didn't get there in time for FFG's new start time. He is going to upset the top place seed Kyle here and knock him out of the top 16 and move on to the top 8 unless some magic can be pulled out of the air here. I just don't see it happening from where I'm sitting, but Kyle is going to assess the board here and think things through and see what's in his hand. And with the 3 gold he has, I mean, things could change, but Jeff's been playing pretty tight and has been on point on almost everything here. Kyle's been missing a few triggers. Guys, stay tuned. Canadian Nationals coming up Friday, September 22nd. We're live streaming it on the channel, hopefully without technical difficulties and if we have a good internet connection there. But I will be recording matches to go up on the channel shortly after, so stay tuned for that. But if you're in the area, head over to 401games.ca/FFG Nationals to buy your ticket and come hit us up in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and come play with us. There's going to be some awesome prize support there. Alex Hines from Beyond the Wall is going to be TOing the tournament and is rallying up some extra prize support beyond the normal FFG prize kit. So you're going to want to be there.
And the third round, you'll be playing the person who is seated at the same table tent.
So it looks like the Hound went in on challenge there. 1 went back to hand. Haunted Forest went down. The Lannister players passed his challenges over to the Night's Watch player here. So he's got an in-street challenge. Stealthing Tywin. Tyrion getting triggered there to get 2 gold. Tyrion can still block.
If you're here for Arkham Horror, the card game, or Lord of the Rains, the card game, the cooperative events this morning,
Which he will do to try to block the unopposed.
here at Brave Flight Control, the line forms towards the wall.
And Jon Snow's going to stand. No treachery. Here we go. 2 claim. Looks like 4 cards, 5 cards in hand. He gets a Burnman, which is huge, and a Rattlestar Raiders. So the Hound's still in there, and he's got 5 gold, I believe, on his block card. So the Hound could still jump in here. But Jon Snow is 7 strength right now with the wall buff. So we could see a military coming in. Stealth and Tywin. Even if we have Hound jumping in. Still gets a renown on Corrin.
Military challenge, stealthing Tywin Lannister.
But he is going to do the military just stealth and Tywin. No Corrin. He wants to use Corrin on the power challenge. And Jamie jumps into play, but it's actually the Hound. And the Hound will block for 6.
Reaction cannot trigger. It's only once per phase.
And Jeff being very honest, they're not triggering Jon Snow again. And the 2 claim will be the 2 Landsport Merchants. Hound will stay in play, of course. Power challenge, big power challenge here. And Corrin, the Shadow Black, and that's it. That's game. So too bad for Kyle there. Congrats to Jeff, though, who upset the top place seed. He's moving on to the top 8. Thanks to everyone, as you see scrolling by on the screen here, all the awesome people who donate to the channel. As little as $1, and you can get your name in there. Go to patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table to donate. Help offset the cost of what I do here, the equipment, the travel, all that kind of stuff, to help bring these videos to you guys. Any support's much appreciated, but I do appreciate you guys just for being here and watching. Make sure you click that like button. And yeah, tons more Game of Thrones coming up. We got L5R on the channel too, if you want to go check out the cut from that. All in playlists on the channel. Rob's Gaming Table on YouTube. Thanks a lot, guys. See you in the next video.